prior to the pandemic, we had a full house. It was wall-to-wall people in here at all the time. And then on March 16th, we closed, and we've had no customers in here since then.
In mid-March, Gleason's boxing gym, like gyms and fitness centers across the country, closed because of the pandemic. Now, after roughly half a year on pause, Gleason's is preparing to reopen its doors.
Instead of coming in at your whim, you have to come in through appointment only. And the employees will all have to have a COVID-19 test. Everybody that walks in will have to immediately use hand sanitizer. We'll also take their temperature.
New York State has provided gym owners with 35 pages of protocols they'll have to follow if they want to reopen. But it still isn't clear what the new normal for gyms will look like. Will clients return to their old routines, or will the pandemic have a lasting impact on our workout habits? Simply put, how might the coronavirus pandemic transform the fitness industry? The American fitness industry has been upended by COVID-19. 24 Hour Fitness and Gold's Gym filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy after missing out on membership dues. The parent company of New York sports clubs and Lucille Roberts gyms have also warned of potential bankruptcies.
COVID-19 pandemic has created severe shock to this industry, to the operators. This is an industry that derives majority of the revenue from monthly membership, right? So when the gyms were forced to close in mid-March, the revenue stream had gone. It was really zero revenue coming in, while you still have huge lease obligations as well as the labor cost. So the company all of a sudden went into severe stress.
According to O'Brien, before the pandemic, many chains borrowed heavily to expand aggressively.
Issuers that cover, a majority of them are owned by private equity firms. And the private equity firms, they're smart money, and they're attracted to the industry for two reasons, primarily. Number one is the recurring nature of the membership. You have a very reliable, steady stream of monthly revenue coming in. And number two, there's this long-term fundamental demographic shift of focus on fitness and wealth. And as much as we think that people go to gyms, but in terms of percentage of people actually belonging to gym memberships, it's still in the low 20% for the US. So there's still a huge growth trend.
But the pandemic has changed the math.
They're stuck with very expensive leases that worked in the old time but doesn't really work in the new normal. It's a huge problem.
One gym that has been spared the worst of the pandemic is Planet Fitness, the biggest chain in the country.
There's not many other businesses out there that through this had zero revenue since we shut down. There's no takeout food, there's no delivery service. I mean, this whole industry had zero revenue. Luckily, we're a franchise system, a lot of sophisticated franchisees, multi-store operators, which has really helped us. They might have 5, 10, or 25 plus stores in multiple states, which has also helped us. So they might have some closed in New York still, but have clubs in Florida that have been open for a while. So that's really helped us along through this.
A chance to grow stronger.
One of the few areas of growth in the fitness industry during the pandemic has been at-home classes. With gyms closed, many Americans scrambled to create their own at-home gyms, leading to a shortage of equipment like kettlebells and rowing machines.
A Peloton? Give it up for our first time ride. All right, first ride.
The other part of the industry trend we've seen in the last few years is technology is really transforming this industry. It started with companies like Peloton, right? A few years ago, they started offering at home. You can buy a Peloton bike and pay a monthly subscription, about $40, and have access to their on-demand as well as live classes. So this pandemic with the lockdown measures, stay-at-home measures, remote working really accelerated this at-home workout trend.
Home fitness is not new. It was here since Richard Simmons and Jane Fonda. Then it was Ty Bo with Billy Blanks, and then it was P90X, and it's always been here. I do, however, think that this has accelerated the adoption of digital, whether it's in club or out of club. I think people now realize that they can utilize this and learn how to exercise better, get the most of their membership in club and at home.
Back in Brooklyn, Bruce Silverglade remains committed to Gleason's, despite the challenges he's faced during lockdown.
The pandemic has taken a tremendous toll on me emotionally and physically. The monthly expense has been about $36,000. The monthly income has been zero. So the only way that I've been able to stay afloat is to use some of my personal monies and to borrow money from the bank. And this has been something that is new to me and to Gleason's. Prior to the pandemic, I was debt-free. The big expense again was my rent and my payroll. Other than that, I had no bills. And now, when this is over and I get back to business, I'm probably going to have a $200,000 debt.
Despite Gleason's being a small independent gym, Silverglade is confident it will survive. But few independent gyms are like Gleason's. The Brooklyn-based boxing gym is one of the best-known boxing gyms in the country, if not the world.
I don't want to get sick. Okay, I'm 74 years old. I have diabetes. So there's no way in the world I want to have people come in here and inflict COVID-19 on anyone or on me. Gleason's will not close. I won't allow it to close. But I'm going to, have a huge debt.